Yeah, hello mga kasubs and welcome to Armscor TV. My name is Mark and today I will share my experience at Armscor. Here I will be talking more about the store visit rather than the bodega sale. If you want to see the bodega sale, there are I think 2 or 3 parts that I've uploaded. Check that out. So it's more on videos of the guns and less chat. Here I will be talking about the other products that you'll find inside the store and not in the booth. So my agenda when I went to the store was to number one, follow up on my registration cards, because in the Philippines there are 2 cards that you're gonna get. First one is LTOP. It is the license to own and purchase firearm, and then the other one is the registration card for your firearm. Here the gun is like a car, you also have to register it, and then the LTOP is like your driver's license, something like that. So that's my first agenda. Second agenda is to check or ask someone there with regards to LTOP renewal, firearm renewal, those kinds of processes, because FEO will also be there because of the on-site releasing. So someone is also doing the processing from the FEO side. Third is to buy some accessories like extra magazines for my 1911 and my M1600, extra ammunition and what have you. So those are, and then my fourth agenda is more of taking a video of what are the current what were the products that are offered or available during the bodega sale. So for that one, check the other video. So for the first 3, we'll talk about it here. So number 1 is the cards, the firearm cards. Sorry about that. So talking about firearm registration card. So I went there to follow up because my experience with their chat is not that pleasant. It took months. I first followed up January, and up until today, I did not get any follow through from. They do respond, but every week or every month it's a different person you're talking to, so you can imagine the challenge. So I decided wait for the bodega sale where I will be able to go there and make a personal follow-up, and it went well, so I'm happy. So the difference between an LTOP and a firearm license card is the following. So this is this one is LTOP, this one is a firearm registration card. So first thing, when I flashed it, it will be the color. So this one is red, has a red strip. This one is like blue-green. Similarity would be the layout. It does have the PNP logo. It does have it has your name, same font size, same font, same picture is being used. Same layout. It does show your in the same sequence the address, date printed, and the QR code. Although the QR code are different, I'm just saying it's in the same place. So the information that are different would be with the LTOP. It does have the firearm ID number. The LTOP ID number. For the firearm registration, it has the firearm ID number, which is also equivalent to the serial number. LTOP tells us the qualification of the holder, and for the firearm registration, so basically more on the information about the firearm. LTOP has a validity of 2 years, firearm registration 4 years. Okay. So for every firearm you purchase, you get 1 card. So if you have two cards, that means you have 2 firearms. You have 3 firearm registration card. You have 3 guns. And then the LTOP will tell us how many guns you can own. So there's type 1, type 2. So it's not diabetes, but if it's type 1, 1 to 2 firearms, type 2, 3 to 5 firearms. So the higher the type, the more number of firearms you can hold. So if you have a pretty much more of a collection, then it's more of a collector type L-top. So anyway, overall experience, happy. I would still recommend Armscor, because with or without these registration cards, you can always make a printout, so like a paper version of this registration, to prove that your firearm has the necessary paper. So this one is useful when you are, for other transactions, like for example opening a bank account, when you need to present an ID that has your picture on it, because this is considered a government issued ID. So just now you already have 3 or 2 if they need proof of ID, if a certain institution. Quick joke: how would you know if a person graduated from AMA Computer College? They always ask for a brochure. That joke started way back, when I first heard of that when I was in during my freshman year, during the popularity of Nokia phones, those snake games, 5110. That's when it became popular, where students of AMA daw allegedly collects brochure, and I guess I took that with me as I grew old. But I'm more of reviewing the actual firearm, that what is current, what is new, what are the changes. It helps me make an educated decision. So while I'm discussing, you'll probably see some pictures here of the brochure, so you can check it out. The only thing I would notice, there are only a few new items, but I not really super new. Maybe new here in the Philippines, or maybe new when this brochure was printed. So the 3.1 compact size, 45, 1911. It also shows here that the 22 TCM tactical rifle is also presented as a new product, but it's been here for quite some time. This one as well, and also stainless steel versions of the 1911, which is this one. So again, I'll try to show it here on this side as I discuss. Next, accessories. So here's what I bought. I bought 2 20 magazines for the M1600. Regular price, if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere around the 2,000 peso mark or range. I got this for somewhere around 1.6 each. And because of the scarcity of this particular magazine, I decided to buy 2, which is what I need. If I have plans to compete in the rimfire, if there's a rimfire category here in the Philippines, I'd probably join and try out my M1600. It's much cheaper, and I get I'm expected to get the same fun if it were a 1911. So that's my hopes. So on my next visit, I'll probably get the high cap. The magazine, I believe, is also the same magazine you would be using on the other 22 LR rifles, but it would not. I don't think you would be able to use it anymore, because this will actually hit the trigger guard or something. But if you get the the magazines for those bolt action rifles, it would probably fit the M1600, but it won't look aesthetically good. So if you are asking about the 15 rounder, there was no 15 rounder. That was one of my hopes, to be able to get a 15 round magazine, but unfortunately it's just the 10 rounds that's available, and it's better than having nothing at all. So happy, I'm satisfied with this. My second purchase would be Freedom pills. So back to the discussion. Second purchase would be 22LR Freedom Pills. This is the high velocity solid point. My first purchase was the quiet round, which is a hollow point, if I'm not mistaken. So the difference is a quiet round is slower. If I remember correctly, the rated velocity is around 800 to 900 FPS, feet per second. This one is high velocity, which means the velocity of this ammunition can reach up to 1070 FPS. So in terms of speed, this is faster. And then the second difference is, because the quiet round is hollow point, it means that there's some sort of like opening on the tip, which means that when it at point of impact or somewhere during its travel, it is meant to expand or open up. So it's like just imagine some sort of parachute. So ideally, it will not penetrate. And it's more of, spreading the energy once it impacts. And with this one, solid point, so there is no opening. So it's just solid point. So it's solid, which means it is more meant for penetration. So it's fast and it's solid, so it's meant to go through. But of course, it's only a 22LR, so it's not as if it's gonna go through solid brick, I guess. But it tends to do damage. So why did I buy this? Why not another batch of quiet rounds? The M1600 prefers high velocity rounds because for it to be able to cycle properly. So when we say cycle properly, because it's semi-automatic, it uses the the recoil or the equivalent force. When there's push, there's pull, right? So that equivalent force to extract the shell or the casing that was spent, and then once it goes back, the bolt charges back, it racks or it loads the next round. So that's a cycle. If it were a quiet round, the force it generates is not enough to pull back the bolt, move back the bolt, and load the next round. Sometimes it does, more often it doesn't. So if you are using it in the range, it's fine because you can always pull back the bolt, but you don't get to appreciate the semi-automatic feature, but at least it works. But in a self-defense situation where you need it to be reliable, like every trigger pull, one discharge, you need to get the high velocity, because if you use a quiet round, first discharge it goes bang, but the second time, the next, when you need a follow-up shot, it won't fire because it did not have enough. The first shot did not have enough force generated to move the bolt back to extract the spent casing and then load the next one. So you need the recommended round for it to be deemed reliable. So basically that's it. In the video you would see other products. I do like the knives that were in display, the magazines. So there's a lot of choices. There's brand new, then there is used. They do not really proactively sell the used magazine because of course when you buy it, you may need to buy other parts like the follower, I think, that that metal that goes on top, or you need to replace the spring. There are stuff that you still need to spend some significant amount. There's also those reactive metal plates that are rated for 22LR. Most don't have prices, so I'm really shy in asking, especially when I don't have plans to buy. But these are great investments if you want to safely use your firearm. And that's pretty much it for me. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Please show some loving by clicking the like button, subscribe, the bell notification whenever there's something new on our channel, Armscor TV. You'll be the first to know. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video.